Hi! Let's begin with a hypothetical. Let's say that we have a trans YouTuber, all right? Or some kind of social media influencer. And let's say that this media influencer has a Twitter. And sometimes they go onto their Twitter. And let's say that this Twitter user, this media influencer, goes on to Twitter. And since they're trans, and since they're about to get top surgery, they post about the excitement of the fact that they're about to get top surgery, as people do. And let's say that someone comes into the replies, and they say something to this effect. The fuck are you doing? You're not a kid anymore. You're not 12. It's called getting breast implants. Get it right. And let's say that a lot of other people who follow this larger creator start getting into arguments with this person who makes the very interesting claim that saying top surgery is somehow only for 12-year-olds. Let's say that a lot of people start getting into arguments with this person in the subsequent thread. And let's say that some people very quickly end up, like this person, instead of actually responding to any substantive argument that's ever made against them, like ever, that instead what they do is completely pivot to different arguments when they feel cornered and they can't actually respond to a substantive criticism of a view that they have, or they make a vague allusion to concerns about exhibitionists and voyeurs. Like a lot of times, like if someone, for example, were to make a criticism that, hey, I'm a trans woman, I go into bathrooms all the time, there's no issue, ever. And this person would respond, oh, well, that's good and dandy, but if we let you in, then we're going to have to worry about exhibitionists and voyeurs taking advantage of that. Let's say that they say this and make this argument a lot. And let's say that eventually this larger creator gets kind of sick of this and just reaches down and is like, hey, you seem like you're having a day there, pal. If you want to, I'll bring you on the stream and we can have a chat. And the way that they respond is by saying this. Oh, I would be honored, Riley, and you know, I think that we have a lot of common ground, and I think that there's a lot of things that we can agree on, and I just want to be super nice, and I just want to be super friendly, and I want to come in and I just want to be like super good faith with you because I'm totally super good faith, and that's just the way that I am. Question: do you think that this person is actually acting in good faith? Hey everyone, how's it going? This is gonna be a fun one. I'm so fucking ready for this. So yeah, basically, the hypothetical is essentially illustrating the point that, yeah, today I'm debating a TERF who, is apparently, like, not popular on Twitter, but who tends to follow and, like, targetedly harass a lot of trans people. So this should be fun. It should be a good time. It seems like they're going to come on and try to posture themselves as acting in good faith. And, oh, I'm not a bigot. I'm totally not a bigot. I'm just trying to genuinely pursue the truth and pursue knowledge. I'm just a good faith actor. And yeah, that's kind of bullshit. I'm under the impression that they're a Weasley little snake, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, what a fucking liar, dude. What a fucking Weasley little liar, dude. What a fucking Weasley little liar, dude. Holy shit, dude. Holy fucking shit, dude. Literally lying. Still lying. But you don't have to take my word for it. I'm going to show you that, and then, yeah, we have about 20 minutes before they come on, so I figure that we can take this time to do some preparation. Okay? Okay. It seems like they are in the call. So what we're going to do is we're going to join the call, and they're going to act super nice and be like, oh, I think we have a lot of common ground, and I just want to have like a nice civilized debate about why my gender critical worldview is great. But let's be clear. If you think that they're acting in good faith, then fucking, I don't know what to tell you, fam. But it should be fun. This will be a fun time, so let's have fun with it. And with that, why don't we go ahead and join, or actually, no, hold on. Before I do, let me double check and make sure. Okay, cool. Why don't we go ahead and join the call? Hello there. Manamalian, you are live. Hold on one second. For some reason, you aren't coming through with audio. Try talking again. Okay, there's something wrong with your audio. This is a silent TERF, more deadly? Yep. Damn, our TERF spooners. All right. Well, Manamalian, you want to go ahead and check your audio? How are y'all doing, chat? How are y'all doing? Let me see if I can call them. Have they accepted? They accepted my friend request. All right, hold on. Hey, can you hear me? Try talking.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes! Oh my God, we did it! What do you actually want?
Okay.
Yeah, let me ask you, like, what do you want? What are the things that you want?
My goal is to build a bridge between all the different camps. Like, from my perspective, the debate between, the TERFs and the TRAs, and the true scum and all this stuff, it's not really moving forward. And I want to
well, yeah, because one side is categorically wrong and the other isn't.
Well, I want to be able to like step back and look at the bigger picture of like the entire debate and try to reframe.
So are we not actually going to get into any of the things that you talked about on Twitter? Are we actually not? Are you going to completely pivot away from all the things that you talked about on Twitter?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. That's what I want to talk about, all the things that are, like all the things. I want to get into the actual matter of the debate. Like we're all engaging in this argument, and I want to actually have the discussion that everyone needs, that I think is going to
I mean, like, that'd be great. I mean, it's going to be like
educational.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been paying attention, I mean, like, all the overwhelming academic consensus says that, like, one side is right and the other is wrong. So, I mean, like, if you want to take issue with the overwhelming academic consensus on the matter, then you can. But, like, I mean, I'm more inclined to listen to people with studies and with actual degrees.
Yeah. For sure. I think part of the problem with the debate is that we're looking at it like one side is right and one side is wrong.
Which is the case.
I want us to be able to like listen to each other a little bit, or like hear.
I'm listening to you. I just Do you have any like substantive evidence for like?
My goal is to have it be understood what the gender critical people are even trying to say.
Well, I mean, I know that you said that trans women are men, that trans women have a higher propensity towards sexual violence, and therefore, if you let them into restrooms, and that's going to increase a risk towards cis women. All of those things are wrong, but that's your argument.
Well, let's step back a little bit.
Let's step back about it. Okay. Let's just never actually acknowledge what the argument is.
Because there's a lot. No, we're going to.
Okay.
Let's just step back a little bit.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of context with the way we're using like words. This is part of why the discussion is so difficult to have. Is because the way we're all using words has become so hard to decipher what the arguments really are. Because we don't have common. If we don't have a common language, then we're not really going to get very far in our. I mean,
discussion. My common language is what the academic consensus is. Like I base my beliefs off of like what the experts say.
Yeah. Totally. And
so I mean, like that's the language that I'm operating from.
That's good.
Okay. Cool. What's the language that you're operating from?
Take a step back.
So like if you're not operating from the language of experts, then or studies or like any academic consensus, like what language are you operating from?
When we look at studies of trans people, then they have a definition of trans people, right? They have a definition that they're operating on. What is the definition? What is the definition?
To be something, to identify as something different than what you, than to identify or to be a gender which is contrary to what you were assigned at birth. That is the widely accepted academic definition of what it means to be trans. It's an umbrella term to encompass different gender identities.
Most trans people are completely just trying to live their own lives. Completely concede that, 100%.
So why do you have a problem with trans people going into bathrooms?
Well, I just want to be able to like.
So you're not actually going to answer that question. I mean, like you've repeatedly said that you have issues with trans people in bathrooms because of voyeurs and expositionists, when there's literally like no examples of that, and there's no like why, and like studies have shown that that's not a realistic issue. But you seem to keep citing that as like something that you're worried about.
I want to be able to frame like I want to be able to.
So you're not. So that is that. Wait, hold on. Let me just clarify. Is that your belief? Like, is that your belief? Yes or no?
My belief is that it's a nuanced belief, because I feel like trans women. Listen, I want to be able to be heard, okay? Rather than.
I mean, like we went through your like all of your tweets. You don't have to be so like nice and mask on, dude. Like we know what your beliefs are.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. So, trans women want to have space away from like males, right? Or like from other men.
Trans women want to be able to be treated as women because they are women.
Right.
Yes. So you agree with that?
Let's take it one step at a time.
Okay,
trans
so do you
women
agree
want
that trans
spaces-
women are women?
Just one step at a time. We're gonna get there because this is all about words. I
Like,
just
be
wanna
very
slow
pointed.
down,
Like,
slow
what are
down.
the words that you're concerned with? If it's women, then it's pretty clear what the definition of women is. Yeah,
Words
here,
give
I
us the
actually did.
ability to talk about concepts.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I did research
Words-
on what the
words
overwhelming
give us the
academic
ability to-
agreement or consensus on what it
Right.
means to be a gender. And yeah, like, gender is
Okay.
defined objectively and subjectively. Objectively by social construction, subjectively by what someone believes themselves to be by virtue of thought processes not within their control. Like, that's what the medical and scientific consensus is on what it means to be a gender.
Okay.
Okay. So trans women are women.
That's okay. Well,
So yes.
that's a big jump. I'm
It's not
not
a big
getting the
jump.
logic
That's
from.
what it is.
Let's just slow down. Let's slow down.
Let's slow down even more. I mean, like, if we want to crawl, sure. Like, what part of this do you have an issue with? Do you have an issue with like the American Psychological Association, the World Health Organization, the Canadian Institutes of Health Research?
None of them are saying. Can I speak? None of them are saying trans women are women. It's not.
All of them define what a gender is, and gender is like a woman. Like, to be a woman is to be a gender, and all of them define what it means to be a gender.
That's what the debate is, though. That's what the debate is, or that's where the conflict is happening.
I mean, it's a conflict between like people, like the overwhelming academic consensus and people who aren't in academia, I guess. Like, if you want to be like, oh yeah, like my side is like anti-science, then yeah, like you can be that side.
If I say anything that's transphobic, then totally call me out at all.
Why do you care about this now? Why do you care about my feelings now, but you wanted to call me out for like saying that I was getting top surgery and calling me a child on Twitter? This seems very counterintuitive to how you acted before.
This is part. No, hold on. This is part of our discussion. It's words.
Treat me very nice. Right? I'm gonna treat you like shit on Twitter, but I'm gonna be the nicest person you'd ever talk to when they actually bring you on the stream.
This is just how I talk. Okay, tell me if you agree with this statement. Okay, that words give us the ability to talk about concepts.
I mean, generally, yeah, sure.
And in general, like a primary purpose of language is to be able to, talk about concepts and learn about concepts. And the more, we talk about concepts, we can learn, right? So
yeah, sure. I also agree that we should definitely take a lot of weight for how we define words from how the academic consensus defines it. Like, people who dedicate their lives to studying these concepts, we should probably give a lot of weight to how they define it.
Well, and also just giving weight to how they've always been, like the functionality. So hold on.
Functionality. Hold on, bud. You're about to get into a prescriptivist argument. That's not where I'm going to.
Yes.
Like, I'm not trying to be prescriptive. I'm trying to be descriptive, buddy. I'm trying to tell you what is, not what should be.
Same here.
Okay, cool. So let's not talk about. So I'm gonna, if you get into a prescriptivist argument, then I'm gonna call you out on it.
I won't. Okay. So let's think about a society where we just have, like, we're gonna build our own language, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we understand that words are going to give us the ability to talk about concepts, right? So we agree that words give us this ability, so we can conceive of things.
Yeah, to the extent that
words to those concepts.
Yeah, to the extent that we know about that concept at a given point in history.
There's no value to the words, right? There's no one that can say, well, this is what this word means, right?
I mean, like, generally speaking, we construct words or the meaning of words based on whatever we know about the concept that the word describes at any given point in history. Yeah. A word may mean something different at one point in history, but it's going to mean something different at another point in history, depending on what we learn about that word or that subject.
Good. So we're in agreement there. Well, and also just giving weight to how they've always been, If
you're asking if this is getting into anyone is the definition of woman is anyone who identifies as a woman, I disagree with that idea.
Well, that's interesting because a lot of people do have that definition. So this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about all the different ways of looking at this.
I think that a lot of people who say that they are a woman is that they're not necessarily wrong. I just think that is symptomatic of another aspect of their identity. Like, if someone says that they're a woman, for all intents and purposes, for other reasons, they're probably a woman.
Arguing against. Right, but see, now that's what a lot of TERFs are trying to argue against, because they hear people say, well, a woman is anyone who identifies as a woman. And then people are trying to say, well, wait a minute, that's kind of offensive to women in some sense. It's like if we did that to black people, said, okay, well, anyone who identifies as black is black. They'd be like, well, based on what? Are we going to base it on racial stereotypes? That would be kind of offensive to black people, I would assume, right?
Yeah, but I feel like this is
the same type of principle with women. My goal is to build a bridge between all the different camps. You know what I mean?
Sure. I think it's an effective
Do you get what
shorthand
I'm
in most
saying?
times. When someone says that they're, so to be clear, right, if we're going off of social construction, a good way to be able to find this based on the overwhelming evidence is that objectively, or like objective gender, like social construction, means it's comprised of A, the totality of one's social expressions, B, the average reasonable person's interpretations of those expressions, and C, the average reasonable person's categorization of one based on those interpretations. So if someone, for example, says, I identify as a woman, and they are otherwise presenting themselves as identifying as a woman, and other people reciprocate that to treat them as a woman and to categorize them as a woman, then for all intents and purposes, they are a woman.
Well,
Well,
let's talk about that a little bit.
I mean, like, hey, dude, I mean, like, yeah, that's what the scientific consensus is. I mean, if you want to, I mean, like, yeah, if we want to go through the sources, then we can.
I keep hearing the phrase. Hold on.
Okay.
I keep hearing the phrase that there's an overwhelming scientific consensus that, you know, trans women are women. Like, it's been decided academically that that's what it is.
I got the World Health Organization. I got the American Psychological Association. I got the Canadian Institutes of Health Research. I got the United Kingdom's National Health Service.
They're not saying what you're thinking that they're saying, though.
Are you sure?
They're not saying that
do we want to go through the sources? I mean, we can. Like, we can go. I have them right here.
Let's just.
Like, sure. If you don't think that they're, if you think I'm misstating them, then let's go through it. Like, here, we can just resolve this. We can just go through the sources.
Okay. This is what I've heard. The way I interpret what they're saying is that, you know, gender is different than sex. Agreed. But they're not going to be able to say that trans women are women. That's not something that can be determined, like, under a microscope. You know what I'm
Gender
saying?
refers to the
like,
characteristics of women, men, girls, and boys that are socially constructed. That are socially constructed. This is the World Health Organization. Like, what the fuck are you saying, dude? This is literally the first sentence on the World Health Organization.
Slow down.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, you're saying that that's not what they said. That's literally what they said in the first sentence on the website.
You're making a leap of logic.
What's the leap of logic? Point out the leap of logic.
The leap of logic is that because gender is separate than sex, that woman refers to gender and that trans women are women. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what they're saying.
No, that is what they're saying. Characteristics refers to the characteristics of women, men, girls, and boys that are socially constructed. These include norms, behaviors, and roles associated with being a woman, man, girl, or boy, as well as relationships with each other. As a social construct, gender varies from society to society and can change over time. That's literally exactly what they say.
But they're not saying that trans women are women in there. Like, that's
what it means. That's the logical conclusion.
So how is gender determined, like, externally is what I'm saying. Like,
gender is determined both subjectively. Yeah, the literature defines gender both objectively and subjectively. We already went over objective, and then there's also overwhelming evidence that there is also subjective expression of gender, meaning it's comprised of the totality of one's involuntary thought processes, which lead one to making those expressions. The expressions that we talked about earlier, the one, like, for example, when I go outside and I present as a woman because I am a woman and everyone in society treats me as a woman, not only do my expressions make me a woman because everyone treats me as a woman, they categorize me as a woman, but also I'm motivated by thought processes which are intrinsic to my being. I don't just choose to do this. This is who I am.
And that's fine.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Awesome. I mean, like, not only is that fine, but that's supported by the overwhelming academic consensus. So what's the issue?
Great.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the issue?
So let's think of a concept like there's the concept of an adult human female. My goal is to build a bridge, right?
Yeah, there's that concept that comes from, like, a dictionary, which is like. Yeah, which is contrary. Again, like, that you're literally using the adult human female. That, like, comes from a dictionary. You understand that that's, like, only for, like, colloquial understandings of words, right?
Just hold on.
I mean, like, you're literally doing the adult human female as the dictionary definition of what it means to be a woman and not actually relying on any academic consensus.
That's not what I'm doing.
It sounds like when you start with, well, there's this concept of an adult human female, like, you're literally doing the dictionary definition of what it means to be a woman, like, argument. That's what you're doing.
Remove woman from the argument. Do you know? So the adult human female is the concept, though. Would you agree?
It's something. It's an argument. It's an argument from, like, literally, it's an argument I've heard that's used in like, in dictionary definition like, arguments for like TERF arguments. Yes, that's literally the only place I've heard that argument, though. Like, if you're asking me if I heard it from other places, the answer is no. Yeah, if you're asking me if I've heard it used in other academic places, the answer is no. Like, no other academics use that, like, that phraseology.
Let's go back, like, let's think of, like...
So we're going to go to a different point, okay.
Like a tribe.
So we're gonna
Like,
go to a
think of
different point.
tribe.
So we're gonna completely
No,
shift the argument.
it's
Okay,
the same
wonderful.
tribe.
No, I just want to make everyone
it's the
clear that we're
same-
completely shifting away from the argument about like what the current biological literature or what the current like academic literature on biological sex is. Now we're moving to a completely unrelated argument about like fucking tribes. Okay, cool. Hit me up.
Hold on. It's the same.
Are you like a gymnast?
same
How
principle.
good are you at pivoting? Like holy shit, we were going over you on Twitter and you are amazing at pivoting.
Like a lot of people in your community talk about like gender abolitionism, right? They throw out this term, they're gender abolitionists. Are you a gender abolitionist?
I have to think more about it. I do like the idea
yourself?
that people shouldn't be forced into gender categories, which is usually the way that I conceive of gender abolitionism. Yeah, but like people can still adopt them if they want to. You're allowed to be a gender. It's just that we shouldn't force people into categories.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I think it's unrealistic to think that we can abolish gender. This is my own personal opinion because, like abolishing
Okay, cool.
gender.
So trans women are women.
Well, hold on.
Well, hold on. Holy shit.
So I feel
where is this? Like you just said, yeah, trans women can be women.
forward.
So, well, like, why is there the problem? Just say yes.
No,
why,
I didn't.
like,
Hold on.
Give me
No.
this. Just say yes. Just say trans women can be women. Just say
Listen,
it. Just say it.
the
Just say yes. Give me a
argument is
yes. Come on.
between-
Give me a yes. You can do it. I believe in you. You've already laid out the foundation for it. Just say yes.
The argument is whether or not trans women are trans women.
My goal is to build a bridge.
Or trans women are women. You
Trans
know what
women
I'm
are
saying?
women.
It's a subtle thing.
Yeah,
The
trans women are
argument
women.
is between
Trans
whether or
is
not they're
like
trans women or women.
trans women are women.
And
Women is a descriptor of women. You can have black women. You can have tall women. You can have short women. You can have trans women. They're a
But
descriptor.
we have to be able to understand though, like that there's still gonna be a concept.
Do you think that black
of
women
adult
can't
human
exist as
female.
women? Do you think that
How do we
black women
talk
aren't
about-
women? Do you think that Hispanic women aren't
course they
women?
are.
Do you think that gay women aren't
They're
women?
all adult human females. They're all adult human females.
Except that they aren't.
Okay.
Literally, that like we
But
just
they
went over
are.
the academic consensus on that.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we
You
did.
didn't
Do we want to go
establish that
here? We
anyone-
can go over it again. I will take as much time
The
with you as I need
science
to.
isn't saying. Hold on.
I will go
The
over.
science
Listen, I
isn't
will go
saying
over
that
as much of it
females
as you
aren't
need
female.
to. Like, do we want to go through? Like, I know you already talked with Avi about how sex isn't binary. So you already agree with that, right? You agree that sex isn't binary. You agree with that, right?
I agree that binary is not a useful term for sex.
Holy
but there's
shit!
sex-
You can't even concede
And
a
that's what I
debate that you've
said.
already gotten blown the
And
fuck out
hold
in,
on.
dude. How can you be able to how
I came
do
in,
you
the very first thing
function?
Can I
How do you
speak?
function?
Can I speak? The
Go
very
for it.
first thing I said on Avi's stream was that I said, hey, I don't, I'm not arguing that sex is binary. And I said, I had a question for him. I was like, how do we categorize the people that, because he had an example of someone who had, XY, and it was, a male, but he had a large gamete in, that had developed in it, right? So I was like, my question was, how did the experts currently classify this?
Yeah, we just
And-
define people according to those qualities. We just say
Right.
this is a person
hold
who
on.
has XY chromosomes and who produces a large gamete. Like that's what you say. Like take that, copy
Right.
paste it
Yeah,
onto
yeah.
paper. That's how you describe them. You don't need to
Totally.
say
Yeah,
this is a woman
sure.
who's also kind of a man, or
But-
this is a man who's kind of a woman, or this is something in between. You just describe the qualities. That's what scientists do.
I'm not sure though.
You're not sure though?
There's
Okay,
still
hold
a-
on. We
there's
can,
still a
yeah, we
sex-
listen. We
there's
can
a
go
still-
through. We can go
There's
through the
still
evidence.
a sex determination. There's still a sex determination on that person. And I'm pretty sure that this person was like a male.
No,
that
literally,
had
there is a
large
growing
gamete.
consensus that there is no single, this is a direct quote, no single biological measure that unassailably places each and
Yeah.
every human into one of two categories, male or female. So evaluating sex according to layers of biological sex is more accurate. For example, chromosomal sex, fetal
Totally.
gonadal sex, fetal hormonal
Right.
sex, internal
Right.
reproductive
And
sex,
I feel
external
like
genital sex.
the way they
Like
do
that's
it
the
is
way
they
that
take
scientists are
many
doing this right
criteria
now.
to make a sex determination. Yeah.
No, they
take
categorize
many-
they categorize the individual qualities,
Yeah.
not the entire organism. There's a difference in that. Do you acknowledge there's a difference between categorizing the qualities and the entire person?
But ultimately, they make a
No, they
make a
don't.
determination.
My goal is to build a bridge.
on the entire person. They
No,
don't.
I'll read it again.
The
I
whole
really want to
person
drill this
isn't a
into.
thing?
There is no this is a
Okay,
direct
okay.
quote from this publication by a Brown alumnus, a preeminent scholar on biological sex. There is no single biological measure that unassailably places each and every human into one of two categories, male or female. So evaluating according to sex of biological sex or according to layers of biological sex is more accurate. What more do you want from that?
What's the word that we call the people? Like
You
if
call
meet
them
someone in the street-
people. You just call them
That's
people.
fine.
If they are
Yeah.
a woman as
So,
far as a gender, then you
totally.
call them she, her. If they're a guy, you call them he, him. But like, that's what you call. You just call them a fucking person.
That's fine.
Then that's it.
My
That's it.
concern
Stop.
is-
No, stop speaking. Stop speaking. That's fine.
Okay,
Yes, that's
okay.
it. That's it. We're in agreement. That's it. We're good. We're good. We're totally in agreement.
Yeah,
We're fine.
yeah,
Yes,
right.
that's it.
People
This is
with-
not hard.
People with Klinefelter syndrome have Klinefelters. People with Turner syndrome have Turner syndrome.
We just
can give
define
words
according
each
to
of these
single clause.
syndromes.
Like this is not
Yeah.
like I'm sorry.
We're
Like
not
this is
in
the
argument.
end of it. Stop
arguing.
speaking. Stop speaking. Okay, cool, wonderful. So what's your problem with trans people going into bathrooms? Like what's your problem with trans women going into bathrooms? Like if you
Yes.
are like if gender
Yes.
is the consideration, then
So
where's the
I
issue?
really hope I can speak so your audience can understand like my position on it.
Okay, cool. So also, by the way, I'm just gonna call you out on it. It seems like you're just like dog whistling, talking about like trans people when you say voyeurs and expositionists. You use that term a lot, and it seems like you just use that so you don't get fucking like yeeted off of Twitter.
Okay. So here's my position on the bathroom, which I've made clear on Twitter many times.
Yeah, we have it up on screen right
then
now. We're
after
all
you
looking
get
at
to
it.
that point.
Yeah, we're looking at it.
Okay. So there's a lot. I mean, Twitter, the way Twitter works, everything can be taken out of context, but let me make it very clear because
Okay, yeah, please
I'm
clarify.
here,
Please
and
clarify
you
your
got
position.
You got me on the string. Trans women, trans people should use whatever bathrooms they should pass. And in fact, listen, I feel like trans people, they don't want to jeopardize their ability to use the bathrooms that they pass in. The last thing a trans woman wants to do is do anything that's going to jeopardize their ability to use the women's bathroom, right? They
Jill,
don't want
so
to
why
use
do you
the
have
men's
an issue
bathroom,
with
and they shouldn't use the men's bathroom if they pass.
So
Now,
wait,
the
are you turning
issue-
into a true scum? Is passing the qualifier now? What if someone does everything that they possibly can,
No.
they still don't pass?
So no.
No. Okay.
just
Well,
wanna
you
be
said
heard.
passing, like you said, if they pass. So I'm wondering if there's
Right.
a qualifier now, if like
Right.
that passing is being brought into this.
So now let's think about it.
Okay, let's think about
When
it.
trans men want to use the men's bathroom,
Mhm.
what standard do they go by?
They try
gonna
to
try their
present
best
as a
to
guy.
pass.
I don't know. They try to do whatever they do to
Yeah.
be perceived as a guy. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
you're asking me.
yeah.
I'm not a guy.
So
Like you're asking me, like to conceive of
Totally.
like what a mental state is for a guy. and I can't tell you.
I want to have a really just like a rational think. Like, let's think about this. A trans man really
I mean, you're
has
asking me to
do a
speculate,
lot-
but okay.
Yeah. But let's just think about like in general. Of course, there's going to be trans men that are super ballsy, big boobies. They're just going to walk right into the men's bathroom. But in general, I don't really see that happening as much. They're going to try to do their best because they don't want to walk into the vulnerable situation of the men's bathroom. In general,
totally.
the men's bathroom is kind of like the vulnerable place. The trans women don't want to go in there, and neither do women. And trans men who don't look like men. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, people.
Do you agree with that?
Wait, hold on. You're speculating. So you're saying that trans men don't want to go into men's bathrooms? Like what?
Oh no. I'm saying if they don't pass.
I'm not
Like,
sure
if
about
they
that
still
one.
look
I
a
mean, like
lot
if
like-
trans men don't pass, I mean, like you're not like you're making a massive leap to say that they don't want to go in there.
Well, I'm generalizing in general that
You're
like,
generalizing
if
what? Wait,
someone
are you
looks-
making a claim that like they would feel unsafe in
Yeah.
there, or that they wouldn't go in because they would feel unsafe?
I mean,
like, who are
I'm
you to
not a
speak on their
woman either,
behalf?
But in general, I don't see many women trying to go into the men's bathroom. If
You don't see
they
many,
look
but they're
like
not women. They're men.
Sure.
Yes.
Let
So
me
you're
just-
right. We don't see
Hold
women
on.
going into the men's bathroom. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Yes.
Yeah, trans men are trans men
on.
are men,
Just
and they go into the men's
Slow down,
bathroom.
Slow down.
Yeah, I'm just
Slow
clarifying
down.
the position.
Slow down.
I'm sorry.
So, like,
Yeah.
So like there's a certain standard that trans men hold themselves to as far as being able to put themselves in that position of the men's bathroom.
I mean, I don't know about that. I feel like guys just want to go take a piss, is my understanding.
Totally. Yes. And that's why I feel like, the bathroom issue isn't the best place to talk about the trans.
So why
but
did you bring
there
this
is-
up in a
Hold
in a
on.
Twitter thread
Because-
about me getting top
because
surgery? You brought it up
I would
multiple
love to-
times. And why are you backing away from this so much? You're backpedaling
I'm
so
not.
much, my dude.
I'm not. No, I'm trying to explain the position.
I mean, like,
think
your position is right
someone who-
here. But if you ever
someone
get
who's
convicted
listening
for a
carefully
crime or
might
decide to be a
able
competitive
to hear.
athlete, don't expect that your identity
Hold
should
on.
grant you a pass into the women's sports or prisons, etc. Yeah.
So,
What's
so there's a dilemma here.
what's
Just
the
hold
dilemma
on, please. The dilemma, okay?
Okay.
So
okay,
we
yeah.
want to keep. Let's agree. We want to keep women and trans women safe from males, and that doesn't mean all men are bad. No one's making that argument. No one's
no.
saying that men are bad. Okay?
No.
But we want to have spaces where trans women can go. right?
I want
Away
to
from
just let
male.
them into like women's
Away
spaces.
from
It's not
men.
matter like there's not like an evaluation of safety. It's just
Oh my
to go
God.
take a piss.
Sure. Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
so you
and
agree that like because I might like I'm not sure if you were
in
watching
the
earlier, but, like
bathroom
most of the
issue.
studies like literally bathrooms were promulgated not by not according to like some biological differences between men and women, but like out of paternalistic desires of cis men to protect women, regardless of whether or not those claims were actually accurate, right? Like this is the same exact the exact same mentality that you're using is the same one that justified fucking racial segregation. Oh, we should, if we want to keep women safe, well, we should keep the black people out of bathrooms. Hold on. Well, then why are you bringing up this like concern of safety?
Hold
What's the
on.
concern of safety, my dude?
Because women of all races want single-sex spaces, and it's totally racist to think that they don't.
What do you mean they don't? We have we have surveys and studies showing that's not the case.
Dude.
There's literally a survey done over in the
Really?
UK showing that
You think-
overwhelmingly cis
think
women are fine with
women
trans
in-
people in the bathrooms, like in like
When-
female toilets. Like, dude, you're
When
just
trans
wrong.
Hold on. When trans people are defined by like a true scum definition, then yes, they are. they're not
No,
okay.
it's just
But see,
no.
hold
The
on.
survey was literally just, hey,
When
are you
someone
fine with trans
actually
people in
has-
women's toilets? And everyone just said yes. People don't care, my dude.
There's-
In fact, there was a study that showed
No,
that
there's
overwhelmingly cis women don't care. It's only guys. It's only cis guys who care.
No.
Yes.
No,
Do we want to go
no.
over the evidence?
There's
Hold on.
other
I'll pull
studies.
this up right
There's
now.
Other studies.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
other studies that say when they specify the question.
Oh, do you have the other
about,
studies?
like-
Yeah, show me the studies. Yeah, show me them. Because I went over fucking everything with my Discord this week, and I fucking looked at everything on this. Yeah, please show me the studies that say that cis women actually care.
It's surveys. Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't-
show the drop it in. Yeah, no, drop it, please. I want to see that. I really want to see it. And
Oh,
also, don't give me something
okay.
from like a fucking TERF
It's gonna-
website because that seems to be what you like to rely on. I'm sorry, you
gonna
weren't
take
like
me,
trying to
like-
rely on like a survey
a
from a TERF
huge-
website, were you? That's about to be really awkward if that's literally the source that you're about to cite. That would be super awkward for you.
I'm not even on Twitter right now. It's a huge like sidetrack. Okay.
I mean, it's not really a sidetrack. You're
the
saying that
point
women
I'm trying to
overwhelmingly
make-
care, and I'm saying actually there are literally surveys and studies showing that that's not the case. So what's
Do
the issue?
trans women care about having women's spaces?
Trans
apart from men?
women
Do trans
care
women
about
care?
taking a piss in a bathroom
Why?
that they're not like.
Yes. Which bathroom? Which bathroom do they want
the
to use?
one according
men's
to their
bathroom or the women's
gender.
bathroom? Why do women want to have their own bathroom apart from the men's?
They don't. It's something that people don't
They
care
don't?
about.
Okay, so everything should be unisex. Is that what you're saying?
Things can be unisex. Yeah, totally.
What about prisons? Should prisons be unisex?
Whoa, this is a random pivot, but yeah, probably.
Okay, how are we going to prevent pregnancies in unisex prisons?
You can be able to figure out some ways.
And
I mean, like there are
children.
ways to be able to prevent like sex offenders from being able to have sex with people in there. Even though people always love making like vague allusions to
about
like,
that.
oh, trans predators in women's prisons are going to go around
Unisex
raping
prisons.
everyone. Even though there are like policies like prisons know how to be able to prevent those things from happening. Like they already do it. They already
And
deal
the
with
way
rapists
they
in
would
prisons.
do it, yeah, totally. And the way they do it is to keep the men and the women apart because they don't want to have people having unwanted
No.
pregnancies
Stop
in
it.
prison.
No.
Yeah.
They have policies against
Unwanted
rape.
pregnancies in prison.
They have policies.
Yeah,
Well, honestly, that
but
probably doesn't fucking
They
matter.
keep them separated.
Honestly, that probably
Yeah.
like what does it matter if you have like unwanted people want to go have sex
know-
and like that's no different from them having sex IRL. Like so what?
Not
What's
in
the
a
issue?
jail. If someone's
Not in
got
jail.
20
Why?
year
What's the
prison
arbitrary
sentences, they don't
distinction?
wanna-
Why does that
You're
matter?
gonna raise the babies in jail. You're gonna raise the babies in jail.
There are parents in prison right now. This isn't an argument. They know how to deal with rapists. Every time someone tries to bring up like, oh yeah, there's so much of a problem with trans predators raping women in prisons, when in fact they already normally are put into solitary confinement to make sure that doesn't fucking happen. Like, dude,
And
this
that's
is not an
good.
argument.
That's good. This is where the discussion needs to be, though. We need to talk about all these issues because when people are just saying, "Hey,
I just have general
blue
concerns.
can-
I just have
blue
hippie
can be
quotations
red.
concerned.
hold on, blue can be red because purple can be red, and so anything
No one is
identifies
making that
purple
argument.
is red."
No one is
But
making that
that's
argument,
kind
my
of
dude.
the similar. That's the similar like logic that we're taking.
No,
And
it's
if,
not. People
like,
are like gender is defined objectively and subjectively according to the majority scientific consensus. No one is saying that they're the same thing as another.
The only point I'm trying to make.
I mean, it sounds like you're
Really,
skipping
really.
around to a lot of
The
points. I mean, now
only
we're on
point.
prisons. How the fuck did we get here?
Well,
like, God, dude, are
listen,
you fucking
because-
gymnast? Like, how good are you at pivoting? Like, holy
no,
shit.
listen. All of these things are relevant in a society.
You
Talk
watched
about
The
health
Joker?
data. We have health data to learn about the differences between men and women. Or
Are
males
you
and
defining
females,
trans women as
right?
men?
Because all of this, I'm saying males and females, health data if we want to know like cardiovascular disease, we want to know how this thing affects males and females, right?
Cool.
We need to collect the data on males and females, correct? Because there's a lot of differences.
I mean,
on, like,
it seems like we might need to find new ways to be able to collect that data. I mean, like, maybe we should move away from those means of collecting data because oftentimes they are not actually representative, or oftentimes, like, especially when we're talking about people who are like trans people, they're not able to like accurately capture people. I mean, like, dude, like I've taken I have a background in research statistics, and I have a background in research methods. When you have bad means of collecting data, that just means that you improve and have better ways to collect your data. That doesn't mean that the old way of doing things, that's definitely the best way of doing things forever.
But how do we collect data on trans people? How do we?
Wait, go back. So what about the cis men who are guards in female prisons who assault those women? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that about? Do you have any problem with that? Do you think that like only cis women guards in prison should be allowed to be there? And that fact, like, what about like cis women who might be predisposed to rape other people in prisons? Do you think that they should be allowed in there? Like, holy shit, like this logic falls apart every single time.
No. Because you're trying to rely on that fact that like, because there's lesbians that are, then we should allow gay men in because they.
I'm saying that we criminalize the actions. And also, what about what's this about gay men? Are you starting to define trans women as gay men now? Like, holy shit. Like, we criminalize the actions, not the category of persons. We already criminalize sexual assault. We don't need to criminalize a category of persons, especially when there's no evidence to do so.
So hold on.
Just hold on. Oh my God. Are you actually going to give any meaningful arguments?
When someone is convicted, just hold on. When someone is convicted of rape, then what prison should they go to? Should they just get to choose? Well, I want to go to the women's prison because that's where
they should go to the one with the gender that identifies with them. We should probably move towards single-sex prisons. I mean, like, that's definitely an open discussion. But I mean, like, if they are sexual predators, like, prisons already have ways to be able to deal with sexual predators so that they don't rape people.
We should move to single-sex prisons? Did you say single-sex prisons?
Oh, sorry, single-gender prisons. Yeah, we'll move to single-gender prisons.
Right. So now, how do we determine what gender someone is? Is it just totally what someone says they are?
Hold on. Actually, wait. No, we should move to gender-neutral prisons. There we go.
What is that? What do you mean? Like
people, like everyone just goes to the same prisons.
Yeah, like unisex prisons.
Like,
to me, this seems very impractical.
Well, I mean, like, unisex probably isn't a great concept either. But I mean, like, sure. I mean, like, however you want to define it, everyone goes to the same place.
Yeah, to me, that seems very impractical. And I mean,
it seems very impractical. I mean, dude, it doesn't really matter if you think that it seems impractical. Like, this is what
men and women.
Like, it doesn't really matter if you think it's impractical. What matters is whether or not they have policies in place to be able to deal with these people. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your personal feelings on this is. I'm sorry, dude. Like, I'm not sure who the fuck you are. Actually, hold on. I didn't ask this at the front end, so I do need to clarify. Where'd you get your PhD from? Yeah. I'm sorry. Like, I do need to clarify. Like, where'd you get your PhD from? Should I like listen to your opinions? Like, where'd you get your PhD from?
I didn't need a PhD.
You don't need a PhD? Where'd you get your master's from? Where'd you get your master's from? You got a PhD in psychology, sociology, criminology, any of that? Any background in any of those areas?
All I want to talk about is I want to be able to have.
So that's a goddamn no, isn't it? Okay, wonderful.
I have a degree, but not a master's and PhD.
What's your degree?
What's your degree? I just want to be able to talk about.
What's your degree in?
Interdisciplinary studies. It's an education degree.
Oh, awesome, wonderful. So do you actually? So you don't have any degree on like biology, sociology, criminology, or anything related to what we're talking about?
I don't have a degree in any of those things. But
cool. So do you think that we should listen to the people who actually do? Hard question. Do you think that we should listen to people who actually study these things and who are actually like experts in this field?
Sure. There's lots of fields.
Then that's it. Actually, no. Why don't you just like full mask off? Like, why are you even talking about this? Like, just fucking go mask off. I know that on Twitter you were like literally the whole discussion started with you harassing me about like talking about the fact that I was getting top surgery. Like, dude, you're such a fucking bigot. Just fucking own it. Just be who you are. Just do it. You got it. Be it. Mask off.
This is what I think. No. I think this is really important though. This is my entire point with accurate language. Okay.
Yeah, and I operate with accurate language.
If you're going to get a surgery, it's good to be able to be like, hey, look, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do whatever it is. I don't necessarily need to know it. I'm just like, when I look out on the field of the whole world, right? And I want to see people using accurate language. I want to see protections for trans people.
Is top surgery not accurate language? Holy fuck!
It isn't.
It's not accurate? No. Are you goddamn serious? Oh my God, I can't fucking take you seriously. You're actually going to sit here and tell me unironically that top surgery isn't accurate for me, what I'm getting. Like, you understand surgery on the top part of my body. Like, how is this not descriptive? Like, holy shit, dude. Like, how is this? And also, literally, my doctor calls it top surgery. Everyone calls it top surgery. It's more inclusive language because sometimes it's not. It's fine. It's okay. Then why did you say top surgery? You mean breast implants. You aren't 12 years old anymore. Like, holy shit, dude. You're so fucking two-faced on Twitter versus here right now. Like, holy shit.
I had a point. You had a point.
Yeah, I'm not 12 years old anymore. Yes, apparently only children use top surgery as language. Yeah, totally. 100%.
My point is that if we're going to be doing, if people are going to be doing things that are going to affect their whole lives, we should be able to use the language that's like serious language about it, okay?
And this isn't serious language? Are you fucking serious? Are you serious that this is not serious language? How is it not? Explain to me right now. How is this, like, when this is the language that my doctor, that my medical provider, that everyone online uses, that fucking everyone is using right now, how is this not serious language? Do you want me to call up my fucking doctor and be like, hey, what do I call this? Is this my top surgery? And my doctor be like, yeah, what the fuck? Are you being, like, stupid right now? Like, yeah, of course it's your top surgery. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Also, this is the reason why it's relevant that you don't have a PhD in anything, because clearly your opinion, I'm sorry, but your opinion really doesn't mean two shit to me if you don't have any reason for me to believe it. And like you're saying that like, oh, this is just like non-descriptive language, or oh, this is infantile language. That doesn't mean shit to me. Like, get a fucking life, dude.
It shouldn't be like so offensive to just have, you know, more.
It shouldn't
more
be just so offensive
right?
to react to someone saying, you mean breast implants? You aren't 12 years old anymore. Yeah, no, why are you getting so offended? Why are you getting so triggered, Snowflake? Why are you getting so offended at me implying that like you're using infantile language and calling you a 12-year-old? Why are you getting so offended? Why are you getting so triggered? Yeah, because like you weren't explicitly intending to do that right there. Totally.
I wasn't necessarily trying to hurt your
feelings. I wasn't necessarily trying to do that. Holy shit, dude. You're so fucking bad faith. You're a fucking joke.
What I mean was I'm not trying to hurt your feelings about it. I'm saying,
yeah, of course you are. Yeah, you mean breast implants. You aren't 12 years old anymore. Top surgery, access into all women's single-sex spaces isn't spelled left alone. Try again. Like, holy shit, dude. Are you fucking real? Are you fucking serious? You're not trying to offend people? That's literally all you do is harass, like, trans women on the internet. That's all that you fucking do. Like, what do you do outside of harassing trans people on the internet? I actually don't know, because you spend so much fucking time doing this. Like, do you have a life outside of harassing trans people on the internet? I have to know.
For sure. I do a lot of art and all this sort of stuff.
That's wonderful. I'm happy. Do more of that. It's healthier for you.
Let me just explain something. There's this dilemma that still exists.
What dilemma?
How do we keep
Everything's fine.
women? How do we keep women and trans women safe from males?
I mean, you're operating from a fundamentally faulty idea. I can also link you that. Like, do you want me to link you the study on this issue? Yeah, like the whole idea of bathrooms existing to protect people.
Get rid of women's spaces in general.
And we're not trying to get rid of women's spaces, but like the fundamental premise that you're operating from, like if we're going to keep gendered spaces, the point isn't to protect women. It's to let people of that gender use those spaces. That's it.
Right. But then think about it.
But it's no. That's it, dude. It's not supposed to be protection. It's not just like segregation. Men aren't like inherently dangerous or whatever. Like it's just like like all that this is just letting trans people into gendered spaces that match them and trans men matches that in the spaces that match them. That's it. That's all that this is.
It's self-defeating in the end.
How is it self-defeating? I can go take a piss and it doesn't matter.
It defeats. Hold on. And I think you should be able to. Take the piss where you need to take a piss. 99% of trans people are never going to go to jail.
By the way.
And most of them aren't going to be playing at sports. And so that's fine. They should be able to go pee where they need to go pee. That's totally fine.
By the way, did you ever answer the question of whether trans women are women?
I answered the question that they are not women because they can't be.
Holy shit! Holy shit! All right, so you're just a science denier. You're just a science denier, my dude. You're just a science denier, my dude. You just deny science.
No science.
What?
No, there's no science that can say.
Yes, there is.
There's no science.
I'm literally looking at it right now.
That's like saying there's science that purple can be red.
No, that's not the same.
Okay.
It's literally not. I'm looking at it right now, like the overwhelming academic consensus from the World Health Organization, the American Psychological Association, the Canadian Institutes of Health Research, the United Kingdom's National Health and Service. You can look all that in the face and say, oh, there's no science. How the fuck can you look? Like, how can you live with yourself? How do you function mentally? Like, this is insane to me. This is mind-boggling to me.
Riley, they're not saying that trans women are women. They're saying trans women are trans women.
Yes, they are.
They're saying trans women are trans women.
No, they're saying that they're women. Gender is a social construct. And because women is a gender category and gender is societally constructed, then trans women can be women. That's how that works.
Okay. How do we talk about the concept of adult human female?
That's an outdated concept. That's literally an outdated concept. You're trying to say, how do we talk about this concept? Yes, it is. I just cited you all the evidence that it isn't. Yes, it is. My dude, do we want to go over it? I will go over it again.
Listen,
how many times do we got to do this, old man?
As long as we have a child rearing like civilization, as long as we need to have children,
you can just talk. Yeah, you can just talk about people according to like their reproductive function. You can just say there are people with uteruses and people with penises. This is what health organizations do right now. People bent over backwards because people are talking about like women or people with uteruses. But like that's the more descriptive language because not everyone who's a woman has a uterus, and other people aside from women have uteruses.
So the entire gender critical argument.
It's stupid. It's anti-science.
I want to say this. Think about it.
Think about it. I mean, like, dude, do you think about anything that you say? Like, I have to ask, like, for as much thinking that you're asking me to do, like, you're doing, like, very little self-reflection in any of this. Literally, in the entire Twitter discussion, you never responded once to any of the arguments that anyone made.
One?
You're asking me to think.
I responded to every one of them.
You responded, oh, let's totally talk about that. One of them. Yeah, this is what you've chosen to do with your life. Obsessed over a small minority that just wants to be left alone and exist. Maybe you should get a hobby. Access into single women's spaces isn't spelled left alone. That's literally avoiding it. Let's go to another one. Right. Sometimes I'm about to go pee. Get the fuck over it. Cool, go pee. But if you ever get convicted of a crime or decide to be compassionate, a competitive athlete, etc., don't expect your identity should grant you a pass into women's sports. Holy shit, you literally go from, oh yeah, you can totally use that bathroom, but if you ever want to go into there, or if you ever want to like, go into a prison, or if you ever want to go into a prison, or you ever want to go into like a women's bathroom, or you ever want to go and compete in women's sports, well, then you should not let your identity let you do that. Or let's go to another one. This could possibly be the only possibility. This could possibly be an issue. The only time that this could possibly be an issue is at the elite level of a given sport. Your assumption is rooted in misogyny, where you assume that cis women are too incompetent to possibly compete with anyone you wrongly consider to be a man. Instead of acknowledging the idea whatsoever, you just literally say, oh, you're just fucking lying. Like, literally, it's so convenient when everyone who you disagree with and makes a substantive critique to your arguments somehow is just conveniently lying. That's so weird how that happens, isn't it? Let's go through another example. Like, we can keep doing this all night. Oh, yeah, the best one, when Jangles told you, quick, which bathroom should this person go to and how would you check, right? And he cited like the example of like the very clearly woman, and you literally ignore it completely. Quick, tell me why people who avoid walking alone at night are more concerned with gender identity of strangers that they might come across in dark alleys opposed to their sex, which is just a fucking, like, that's just fear-mongering. There's no basis for that whatsoever. There's no basis for that. And you avoided, no, dude, you're so fucking dishonest that this is amazing to me.
Slow down.
Yeah. At least you're able to fucking like treat me paternalistically like you do women. At least you're able to like talk down to me and be like, slow down, take it easy there, honey. I feel so nice that you're able to act so misogynistically towards me. You're having a conversation. I'm trying to
have a conversation.
Yes, where you repeatedly cover up and back up for your lies.
Yeah, totally. Thing.
He's so condescending.
Let's talk about the last thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the last tweet that you brought up.
Yeah, the Jangle science lad. Yeah. So tell me, how do you check which bathroom should this person go into? Yeah, the picture of the woman. How do you check? Because you never answered it.
That wasn't the last one.
And so you're going to ignore this one. So you're going to ignore, hey, please tell me which bathroom this person go into. Because multiple people tried to bring up the fact. No, tell me right now. Tell me right fucking now, or else I'm going to no, listen. You have avoided, you have like pivoted so much in this conversation. I will mute you if you do not answer this question right now. You have to answer this question or else I'm going to kick you from the call because I am fucking through with this. How would you check if this person is a man or a woman? How do you determine if this person is a man or a woman? Tell me right now.
They should use whatever bathrooms that person should use.
You're not answering the question. All right, you have 3 seconds to answer. How do you determine whether that's a man or a woman? All right, you have 3 seconds.
You check them by their genitals, right?
I kicked them. Banned them from the Discord. Complete mask off. Complete fucking mask off. This is how we determine what gender someone is. We have genital checks at every bathroom. Holy fucking shit. Sorry, man. I just gotta check your genitals. At RGR, who will perform the genital checks and who will check the genital checker's genitals? Yeah. All these are very wonderful questions. Ah, that's so good shit. Like, that's how they operate. Literally, he says, like, something completely different on Twitter, comes on here and just is like, listen, hey, calm down. That's why I don't take any shit from that, because literally, like, it's trying to, like, play the respectability politics game when, in fact, this person is, like, one of the most bad faith people you could imagine.